everyone, welcome back. Today I am going to start building a potting bench. Now my goal for this potting bench, as always, is to make it super simple and super easy so anyone can build it. But I also want to make it so it's not as big and bulky as traditional potting benches. I want to make something that's super simple but stylish and will fit perfectly well in a small backyard or a balcony. And not only that, I wanted to do more than just be a potting bench, so you can use it even while you are not potting. We'll talk more about that later, but before we get started, a quick shout out to Mendocino Redwood for sponsoring this project. I am using redwood to build this, and I'll talk more about why and how awesome redwood is in a little bit. But let's get started. I'm gonna start with the legs. As always, I have the full detailed plans with dimensions, step-by-step instructions, and illustrations available for you, and I will add a link to that in the description below. The legs are cut at a 10-degree angle. I like to set my miter saw at that 10-degree angle and make all the cuts at one go so that I have a consistent angle on all the cuts. When making such cuts, I usually cut off the end of the board and use that as a template. Then I measure and mark where I need to cut, and then use the template to mark the direction of the cut. And then I can just make the cut with my miter saw, making sure that I am making an accurate cut. Like I mentioned, I am using redwood to build this project. The great thing about redwood is that it is naturally rot resistant, it is super lightweight and very durable. Mendocino redwood is environmentally sourced, it's very reasonably priced, and it is readily available at the Home Depot on the West Coast. I decided to sand the boards through a planer. This is totally optional. You can use an orbital sander to sand down the surfaces and make them nice and smooth. On the picket fences, the edges were pretty jagged, and I debated if I wanted to sand it, but then I just decided to go ahead and use the table saw to trim off the edges. And then of course I used my orbital sander and sanded it down using 150 grit followed by 220 grit sandpaper. Now it's time to build. First step are pocket holes. I am using the Kreg 720 to make the pocket holes, but really you could use any pocket hole jig as well. The setting on the Kreg jig as well as the drill bit should be for 1.5 inch stock. Now to assemble, first I built the front and the back legs. These are super simple, they're just attached with wood glue and pocket hole screws. And then I went ahead and added the supports for the top shelf with the pocket holes facing outside. Okay, next up, I need to attach a support for the bottom shelf. Now this can be just a little bit tricky because the legs are at a 10-degree angle, and if I follow the legs, then my shelf support will be at a 10-degree angle. But we want it to be nice and parallel to the top supports as well as the floor. So to do that, we want to mark an angle that is 10 degrees rotated back from what the legs are so that we can come back to the 90 degrees and we can have this nice and parallel. And let me show you how to do that. So first up, I'm going to mark exactly where I want my shelf support to go, which is 6 inches from the long edge. So I'm going to set my speed square here, and I am going to use this as the pivot point, turn it so that the 10-degree lines up with this edge right here. And now this is the line that is completely parallel to the floor and the top supports. However, I don't want the line to be there. Where I want the line to be is down here. So I'm just going to move it down slowly to make sure that this stays flat and this stays lined up with the 10-degree angle, and we make that line. That is where I'm going to be attaching my board now. Once I had all the lines marked where I wanted the shelf supports to go, I just used pocket hole screws and wood glue and attached them. And then it was time to attach that onto the other set of legs that I had built. Again, I measured exactly where that 10-degree rotation would be and used those marks to attach the supports. And that is the entire leg frame. Now let's build the top and the bottom shelves. I'm starting with the bottom shelf. This is basically built with the 1x3 redwood boards. I attached the support to one of the sides using wood glue and finished nails. And I just built the entire box using wood glue and finished nails. This is the bottom shelf, and the slats are going to come in here and they fit really well. But we are not going to attach them just yet. We are going to go ahead and build the top as well. Now, the top is built exactly how I built the bottom shelf, but on the inside of the top, I need extra supports. And these supports need to align with exactly where the top supports are on the leg frame, because we're going to be attaching the two of them together at a later stage. The bottom shelf fits right in. I would have preferred a tighter fit, but this works as well. And the top shelf goes right in. I measured and centered both the bottom and the top shelves, and then went ahead and attached them to the supports on the leg frame using countersunk screws. Now, one thing you want to remember when you're attaching these countersunk screws is to actually estimate where your slats are going to be so you can put those screws right under the slats. I did not do that, and I'm going to show you exactly what happened because I did not do that. So the frame is done and it's time to attach the slats. But before attaching the slats, I am going to stain the slats as well as this frame separately. But I wanted to show you just how amazingly lightweight redwood is. Like, I can pick up this entire thing with barely any effort. It's super lightweight, and that's the amazing thing about redwood. Now, let's go ahead and stain it. For the stain, I am simply using a weatherproofing deck stain in the color redwood. I absolutely love this stain. I've used it on all of my other redwood projects as well. It enhances the color of the redwood. It looks so pretty and rich, and it stands the test of time. Now that all the stain is dry, it is time to attach the slats. I simply placed them all in there, made sure that they were evenly spaced, and then went ahead and used my nail gun to attach the slats. So you can see we've ended up with a little bit of a problem here. The screw hole is visible down here. I haven't attached this slat just yet. I was able to disguise that underneath the slat, but this guy is right in the middle and there is nothing I can do to hide it with these slats. So I'm gonna attempt to fill this in and sort of disguise this so it doesn't look as horrible. So I found some of this sawdust under my table saw, so we're gonna use that to make some redwood filler with some glue. Probably just use my finger here. Okay, let's go use that, maybe a little bit more. let's go use this. Once that wood filler had dried, I sanded it smooth and used the stain. It does not match the red stain, but it kind of disguises itself like a knot. And of course, like every potting bench needs, I added a few hooks on the sides to hang the gardening tools. And this is it. It is a super simple project. It was super easy to put together. It works perfectly for a small backyard or a balcony. And the best part is that when you are not using it as a potting bench, you can use it for other purposes like a plant display or even a serving buffet table or a bar. It's totally up to you. As always, I have the full step-by-step project plans available for you. Link to that is in the description below. And if you want to build a nice relaxing space in your backyard, click here for an easy DIY hammock stand, or click here for lots and lots of easy outdoor projects. If you aren't already, please hit that subscribe button because I have some more really fun projects coming very soon. Until next time, bye!